Have you ever felt completely drained after spending time with someone? You're not alone. At 80 years old, I've had my share of encounters with toxic people, friends, colleagues, even family members. They have a way of creeping into your life, sapping your energy, and leaving you questioning your own peace. But here's the secret I've learned. How you deal with them can either break you or set you free. Let me tell you something fascinating. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, once wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." This one insight changed how I approach every toxic relationship. And stick with me, because the ninth way I'll share is something so simple yet so powerful. It's brought me lifelong peace and clarity. Trust me, you'll want to hear this.
Thanks for sticking with me so far. Before we continue, please take a moment to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more valuable content coming your way. Your support means a lot, thank you.
Let me take you back to a pivotal moment in my life. I was in my 60s, recently retired and ready to embrace my golden years. But no one warned me about how certain people would test my patience, even in retirement. There was a neighbor who always found a way to argue, a distant cousin who only called when they needed something, and even a friend who constantly criticized every decision I made. At first, I thought I just had to endure it. After all, we're told to be kind and keep the peace. One day, I came across a line from Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher. You should live in such a way that there is nothing which you could not as easily tell your enemy as keep to yourself. That hit me hard. I realized that my peace wasn't just about avoiding conflicts, it was about taking control of my reactions, my time, and my emotional well-being. So I started making changes. I embraced the wisdom of Stoicism and learned smart, practical ways to deal with toxic people. What I discovered wasn't just liberating, it transformed my life. Today, I'm sharing these 11 strategies with you, each one rooted in experience and timeless wisdom. And remember the ninth one? It's my favorite. It's so simple, yet it completely shifted my perspective. The first step is recognizing toxic behaviors. Manipulation, constant negativity, gaslighting. These aren't just annoying habits. They're harmful patterns that drain your peace of mind. I remember an old friend of mine who could twist any situation to make himself the victim. It took me years to realize it wasn't my job to fix him. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change." Apply this to spotting these patterns. Once you see them for what they are, you can start reflecting on how they impact your life. Awareness is half the battle won. You can't live peacefully without boundaries. Saying no isn't selfish, it's necessary. For instance, I had a neighbor who constantly dropped by unannounced, expecting me to solve his problems. I politely told him I needed my mornings for quiet time, and he eventually stopped coming over. Boundaries protect your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. And remember, you don't owe anyone an explanation for taking care of yourself. It's easier said than done, but detaching emotionally is a game changer. Toxic people thrive on reactions. Don't give them that power. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, said it best. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When my cousin criticized my every decision, I stopped letting it affect me. Instead of arguing, I'd simply nod and move on. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you're protecting your emotional energy. Sometimes, the best solution is spending less time around toxic people. I had a distant relative who turned every family gathering into a drama fest. So I started attending fewer events where I knew she'd be present. Even small changes, like shortening a phone call or redirecting a conversation, can make a big difference. Protecting your mental health should always come first. Surround yourself with supportive people. When I retired, I joined a local book club and a wellness group. These positive connections helped me focus on the relationships that matter most. Find your community, whether it's a senior center, a gardening club, or even an online group. Healthy relationships can help balance out the negativity from toxic ones. Toxic people often pull you into their chaos, but the Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control. Instead of trying to change someone's behavior, put that energy into yourself. Take up a hobby, volunteer, or learn something new. I once spent weeks trying to fix a friendship that wasn't worth saving. When I finally let go and started woodworking instead, I felt a peace I hadn't known in years. Sometimes, the best way to handle negativity is with a laugh. I had a friend who always complained about everything, from the weather to the government. One day, I joked, "You should write a book, 100 Things to Complain About." We both ended up laughing, and it completely changed the tone of our conversation. Humor is a powerful tool. It can lighten the mood and even make toxic people rethink their behavior. Confrontations don't have to escalate into arguments. When someone tries to provoke you, staying calm is your greatest strength. Seneca said, "Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it." I remember a heated disagreement with a neighbor. Instead of yelling, I calmly said, "Let's talk about this when we're both feeling calmer." That simple response diffused the situation entirely. This is one of my favorite strategies. It's simple, yet incredibly effective. When a toxic person tries to provoke you, silence can speak louder than words. Quiet observation often disarms them because they're expecting a reaction. Marcus Aurelius also emphasized this. You always have the option of having no opinion. There is never a need to get worked up or trouble your soul. The power of silence has brought me lasting peace. Sometimes, handling toxicity requires outside help. Whether it's a counselor, a support group, or even a community mediator, reaching out for guidance shows strength, not weakness. I once worked with a therapist who helped me navigate a difficult relationship with a family member. It was one of the best decisions I ever made. There's no shame in seeking help. It's a step toward reclaiming your peace. When dealing with toxic people, it's easy to focus on the negative. Instead, shift your focus to the positive. Reflect on the good people in your life, the small joys of each day, and the freedom of your golden years. Practicing gratitude and mindfulness has completely transformed my perspective. Toxic people no longer control my happiness, I do. Dealing with toxic people can feel overwhelming, but remember this: your peace, happiness, and well-being are worth protecting. The strategies I've shared today aren't just ideas. They're lessons I've learned through decades of life experience. From setting boundaries to practicing gratitude, each step brings you closer to a calmer, more fulfilling life. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Choosing to focus on what you can control, finding joy in your golden years, and surrounding yourself with positivity are the ultimate antidotes to toxicity. So, which of these 11 strategies resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon, because we're here to help you live your most peaceful, meaningful life, one Stoic step at a time. See you in the next video.